What is going on, YouTube? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel. I got a little bit of reality TV mess to talk about, just a little something, something. And yeah, let's just dive right into it. Let's talk about Shannon Beador. So, Shannon Beador and John Jansen have broken up. Supposedly, John Jansen dumped her at the end of the filming of season 17 for The Real Housewives of Orange County. Now, during the filming, everything seemed hunky dory. They were getting along just great. So, Shannon claims that she was completely blindsided by the breakup when filming had wrapped. And there are several articles about this. I was reading Us Weekly, I was reading peoplemagazine.com. So, there's several articles out there. And the publications have gotten direct quotes from Shannon and also from John Jansen. I think it was People Magazine that got the direct quotes. So Shannon says that the reason why she was blindsided was because she thought everything was fine while they were filming. She had no indication at all whatsoever that he was going to end the relationship. So it is sort of the implication that I got was maybe Shannon thought that he was going to try to milk as much as he can out of his fame of being Shannon Beador's boyfriend. That's why he waited until filming wrapped, and he didn't do it before filming or during filming because he wanted to get as much camera time as possible and then call it quits and go about his business. That's not what she said, but that's the implication that I got because it was mentioned several times throughout the article that, you know, he broke up after filming wrapped, after filming wrapped, after filming wrapped. Kind of like he was like, you know what, I'm gonna stick around, get as much fame as I can out of this relationship before I end it. Now, I like Shannon Beador. I have no personal issue at all with Shannon Beador. I have been watching Shannon since she first arrived on the scene of The Real Housewives of the OC. And I like her. She is a bit much. I think that she is a little bit self-centered because when she was going through her divorce with David Beador, that's all she wanted to talk about was her divorce. And she treated her divorce like it was the worst traumatic thing that could possibly happen, like it was the divorce of the century, and that she was going through something that no divorced woman has ever gone through before. I mean, it really, obviously, I understand that it devastated her because this man cheated on her. You know, they renewed their vows on the show, and then after that, it comes out that he was cheating on her, and then, you know, he leaves her for another woman, and I understand she had every right to feel to be traumatized by that whole experience, but it was kind of like she wanted it to be the Shannon show. She wanted everybody to talk about her divorce, and you were being disrespectful to her if you didn't let her talk about her divorce and talk about what she was going through. And it was almost like, you know, she really didn't care what anybody else was going through. It was just about Shannon and her damn divorce from David Beador. So I do kind of see her as a little bit self-centered, just a tad bit, not much. And I'm wondering if that had anything to do with the breakup, because John Jansen, from what I saw of him on the show, he seemed kind of like a guy's guy, like a normal average guy. And maybe Shannon and all of her eccentricities, you know, her feng shui, her sage, her crystals, her holistic treatments of every ailment. Maybe that was a little bit too much for him. He's like a meat and potatoes kind of guy. And Shannon is very much, you know, not to be stereotypical, she's very much, you know, West Coast, very much California. I have no idea. So their relationship is over. She was blindsided, and Homeboy waited until they ended filming before he dropped the bomb on her. Shannon says, and I quote, "I've never loved anyone more in my life than the way I love John Jansen." Clearly, he did not feel the same. Now, when he was asked to give his side of the story, he said that obviously he never meant to cause her any pain. He said that it would have been too embarrassing to break up with her during filming, and that's the reason why he waited until filming wrapped. He did not want to do it on camera and for her to have to go through that on camera. So he made it seem like out of respect and care and concern for her, he decided to wait until after they were done filming. Now, John is quoted as saying, "I have loved her more deeply than any woman in my life." So she had loved him more than any man. He loved her more than any woman, but for whatever reason, they could not get on the same page. He said that as soon as he realized he really didn't see her in his future, that's when he decided to call it quits. But it it ran for a good run. They're together since 2019. They quarantined together. And sometimes when I look at Shannon, sometimes I wonder, is she ever real? It seems like she's always not being fake. I'm not going to say that Shannon is fake, but it seems like she's always on. And she's always jokey. She's always performing. In a way, to me, it seemed like. And it's like, was she ever like just real with him? Or was she always, on? I don't know how to explain it, but sometimes I want Shannon to kind of come down a couple of notches. But so that relationship is over, on to bigger and better things. And I wish them both the best. Now let's move on to Ashley Darby. Ashley Darby has also broken up with her boyfriend, Luke Goldbrinson. She said that right now just was not the right time. Obviously, I don't even know if the ink is dried on her. Is she even divorced yet from Michael, or are they still trying to work that out? I don't even know if her relationship with Michael Darby is completely over. She says it had nothing to do with Luke. It was all about Michael. Her and Michael were really struggling with co-parenting, and I guess it was interfering with her relationship with Luke. It seems like Michael probably was doing things on purpose. This is just my assumption. This is not what I read. This is just my assumption that maybe he was doing things on purpose to make it difficult for Ashley to move on with someone else. Michael is probably the kind of guy who's not going to treat you right, but doesn't want no one else to be with you either. He doesn't want to give anybody else a chance to treat you right. So they probably were struggling. I don't know if Michael probably feels like he owns Ashley and maybe, is doing whatever he can to prevent her from moving on. But Ashley needs to stand firm. Don't let Michael interfere with how your future is going to go or whoever you're going to be with. It seems like maybe he was always leaving her with the children. I mean, she would take the kids with her on vacations with the girls and the girl trips that they would do on the Real Housewives of Potomac. She's got to lug the babies with her. She was taking the babies with her when she would meet up with the girls for dinner. He was like, he was kind of like hands off. He was like, you wanted these babies, so you take care of them. You take them with you wherever you need to go because this is what you wanted. I didn't want no more kids. This is what you wanted. So if you got stuff to do, you better take these kids with you. So I don't know if he was trying to play those games again while she was trying to form a relationship with Luke. He was like, no, I'm not watching the kids for you. When you go out on your dates with Luke and you want to go on your vacations with this other dude, you take these kids with you. I don't know. But that relationship is also over. Ashley needs to stop thinking like she needs this man, Michael, because the last episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac, she was questioning whether she's ready to move on from Michael and if she wants to go through with the divorce. Ashley, you need to go through with the divorce. You need to go. This man embarrassed the hell out of you. He embarrassed the hell out of you on national, international television. He made you look like a damn fool. You need to move on. Please move on. You don't need Michael. You don't need his money. You're beautiful. You're talented. You got stuff going on. You're dancing your little butt off on TikTok. Girl, you don't need Michael. Let's move on. And let us move on to Monique and Derek. This is Love After Lockup, Monique and Derek. So Monique is fed up with the trolls. She's fed up with the online bullying of people making fun of her because of her weight. And on her Instagram, she posted a very lengthy but very powerful message. And I'm going to quote. She says, the fact that I've been bullied and ridiculed online heavily for the past 4 days unprovoked is crazy to me. I don't know why people are so obsessed with my weight and my relationship with Derek. Y'all get on the internet and be fake caring about mental health and protecting black women, and all I see on the blog sites is black men and women in the comments bullying another black woman about her weight. This show was filmed months ago. Me and Derek have been together almost 3 years already. He loves it here. We're living in our truth. Love is love. So she's fed up with the bullying. She wants y'all to leave her the hell alone. Stop commenting on her weight. It is what it is. It's her business. It's between her, her doctor, and the man above with what's going on with her weight. It's nobody else's business to be commenting on. She says that Derek is happy over there. And there's plenty of pictures of them together, I think, on her Instagram. So this is appearing like it's a real relationship. And they're still together because I know that the comments on my video when I reviewed the last episode, a lot of people, or in the episode before that, a lot of people were like, this ain't no real relationship. He's just using her for the money, and then he's going to move on to other people. And poor Monique, and this man isn't serious about her. But I mean, there's pictures of them together, all lovey-dovey, all hugged up, a lot of PDA on her Instagram between her and Derek. So I don't know. It seems like I don't know. It seems like it's real, but who the hell knows? Only time will tell. But she's telling the trolls to please leave her the hell alone. Now let's move on to Jasmine. This is Jasmine from 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. Y'all remember Jasmine and Gino. Gino was the guy from somewhere in the Midwest, I think. He was from Chicago or something. And he went to Panama to be with his lady love, Jasmine. And this is the guy who was refused to take off his baseball cap. Absolutely refused for us to see his bald head, even though there was nothing wrong with his bald head. I mean, we're used to that. So I don't know why he was so self-conscious about it. You know, he looked great without his hat, but just could not let go of the hat. So the reason why I want to talk about Jasmine is because Jasmine, when we saw her on 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days, beautiful woman, beautiful face, beautiful body, very attractive woman. Well, she's continuing on with her journey with plastic surgery. We know that when we saw her, she had work done, and she's had more work done since then. And I am not knocking anybody who wants to do plastic surgery. Honey, if I had the money, I would fix a couple of things myself, okay? I don't have an issue with that at all. If you've got the money and you've got good doctors and you want to make yourself feel better, go for it. Do what you got to do to make yourself happy. But the scary thing is sometimes people just don't know when enough is enough. They don't know when they've crossed that line over, because you have professionals, doctors telling you, yes, you need to do this. Yes, you're going to look better if you get this done. And so you believe them. And I don't know if there's people around her that are telling her otherwise, or if they're all just a whole bunch of yes men around her. I don't know. But I think from what I've seen lately, she's at the cusp. She's at the cusp of maybe going a little bit too far. Where she's at right now, it's perfect. So she had posted a video a couple of days ago on her Instagram, and she posted this video about an hour to an hour and a half after she got more surgery done. So she's still bandaged up, looking like she's been through it. And she's posted a video talking about what she did and why. So she had 2 surgeries done. One of them was an eyelid surgery to remove the droopiness of her upper eyelids. And the other one, she said it was to help reconstruct a scar that she had from an appendectomy. I guess she had her appendix removed as a child, and that left a really, really bad scar. She says that the scar is so bad, it looked a little bit concave, like there was a dip in where the area where the scar was, like the surgery left like a dip, and she wanted to get that fixed. Now let's talk about the eyelid surgery first. So she said she had really droopy eyelids. And she was born that way. She said it had nothing to do with age. She was born with the droopy eyelids. And it was so bad that when she would put on eyeshadow on her eyelids, you couldn't even see it. That's what she said. And so it bothered her. She went to her doctor, and she said that she absolutely trusts her doctor. She says there are bad doctors out there, but this particular doctor, she says, is a really good doctor, and he doesn't do things just to do them. He does them because they're necessary. So this particular doctor told her that it was necessary and she should get it done. Even though she was born with droopy eyelids, she says that her eyelids would have gotten worse, or have gotten worse, as she has gotten older. So she just had the eyelid surgery. You can clearly see that. But then we also saw that her arms were also bandaged. Her upper arms were bandaged up. So it's kind of like, okay, you're talking about eyelids, but your arms are bandaged up. So what's going on? So she said that when she was a child, she talks about this appendectomy that she had done as a child and what it did and the scar that it left. And it left like a dip in her, wherever the scar was at. So to get the dip filled, I guess, to reconstruct it so that it would be smoothed out, her doctor says that they would have to transfer fat. Well, Jasmine is so thin, or has such little fat that the only place that they could find enough fat to fix the scar was in her upper arms. And because she had little fat in each arm, they had to remove fat from both arms. So it couldn't just be from one arm because it would not have been enough fat. So they had to get fat from her other arm as well, and to transfer the fat to the scar to even it out. So she says, yeah, I have absolutely no fat on my body. I'm just skin. It's just skin. There's no fat on my body. And I know for a lot of women, they're probably very envious of that, but I see nothing wrong, with a little cushion here and there. But she says she had absolutely no fat anywhere in her body for them to transfer other than her upper arm. Now, I went through some of her pictures on Instagram, and she's still with Gino. Okay, it seems like they are still together, happy, very, very happy. And he still has his hat on. So it's a beautiful love affair between the three of them, Jasmine, Gino, and his hat. And I saw some pictures of her. It seems like maybe she had even gotten her breasts done again, because they're definitely prominent. Now, what I'm trying to understand is, I don't understand, like, why someone who is so small and petite, why would you want to have certain parts of your body enhanced so much to the point where it doesn't really look proportionate? Just like with the BBLs, it's like the women want skinny legs and skinny thighs and skinny waist and flat stomachs, but then you want this very protruding rear end, and it just looks very disproportionate when you have the plus sized rear end, but the extra small thighs and legs. And the same thing with the breast. You are very, very petite everywhere, to the point where the doctor's like, you have no fat on you, but then you have, I'm just trying to understand, is that the look? Is that the look that we're all going for? Is that what's ideal now? Because I thought the ideal was to be somewhat proportionate. You can enhance, most definitely. You can enhance here, enhance there, but enhance it to the point where you're still sort of proportion. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm not here to say one way or the other. I just have questions. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's right. I just have questions. So Jasmine and Gino, they are still together. Jasmine is still on her surgery for, I guess, body perfection. And yeah, so hopefully she's going to be healing from that. She's still very pretty, still very attractive, but you can definitely tell that there is somewhat of a difference. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, do not forget to rate the video. If you like this content, please go ahead and subscribe. And of course, anytime that I run into some reality TV mess, I will definitely be back to talk about it. Thank you so much, and I'll definitely talk to you later. Bye.